Going in the saillock. This is my control panel for the windlass. That's where everything is going to hopefully bolt up in and secure. So here's my main panel. This circuit breaker. Top of the circuit breaker comes over here to the switch. Oh, it's got a keyway. I measured continuity by running that wire all the way back here, the main power lead going up to the control panel for the windlass. Comes to this terminal. I noticed that keyway in the top of the switch. It might just be that it's missing the handle. I'm going to test the contactor next to make sure that I understand how it works. The whole thing goes to this contactor. It's a hermetically sealed system. Oh, I didn't notice these. There's some torque screws on the top, so I might be able to get it apart. But there is a terminal marked plus here on the power terminals. And then there's the M1, M2, M3, these three. And right now, I've got continuity across all three of those. So maybe they short the terminals on the motor for braking purposes to stop the, but we've got these three control lugs. And if I put power, I can hear the contactor move. If I go the other way, same polarity, I still don't get any movement. Let's try, I'm getting a spark, so I'm not entirely sure what it's doing. So presumably it's just a winding on a coil slug. So let's go ahead and power that and see what changed my terminals. These two are still tied together. Okay, so I've got contact now from the power to M2 if I powered the B2 terminal. So I could hook that up to the up switch. If I can find the pendant, at least then I'd have a control. I could raise the anchor out there on the deck, and then to lower the anchor, I could always open the brake on the windlass and let it down with the brake. But it would be good to, you know, actually make the thing work. Hey, I found the pendant buried down in the tools in the aft head. I don't know how it's wired or anything, but we're gonna find out. Oh, okay, there's a button. Nope, no down button. So let's open this guy up and see what makes it work. So I have here, cable comes up with 3 wires. Circuit board off and see what we got. Yeah, I'm worried about these screws backing out and falling, getting lost. They sure don't want to fall out. You know, they don't want to now, but if I turn my back, it's going to go down on the cockpit floor. There's actually the floor, see the grate there, actually drains. There's a C drain on each side, just a 2-inch pipe that goes straight out the bottom with no drop parts. They could go right out the bottom of the boat if they go down those pipes. That's really the nightmare sitting in an overseas project like this, sitting out in the middle of nowhere and no real source of parts. If you lose something, you don't drop your tools. Okay, so here's my printed circuit board. Got these 2 push button switches here. In the back side, it's like this center one's the common, so I might either have a broken wire in the cable or one of the switches is bad. Can I fix it? Middle of nowhere with bear skins and stone knives.
I am endeavoring, ma'am, to construct a mnemonic memory circuit using stone knives and bear skins.
That switch works. Okay, both switches work. Why doesn't anything happen down on the connector? Neither of them works. So I've got a broken wire in there somewhere. Okay, that screw's loose. check out the condition of the wire. It's like completely, well, it's not corroded off, but it's all patinaed up where it's not going to be making connection. Let's see, this is orange, yeah. Okay, the orange wire. Get it, hold it on there tight. Seems to be good. Alright, so it's just the corrosion. So I think I'll just cut them all off and rewire it. So, if I can wire to that pin down in the control box, I should be in Fat City. This is the connector off the control panel. We've got 3 good pins and 3 wires. So I'm just going to rewire it. There's the connector. I don't know. There we go. That works. Can you see okay? Tell me if you can't. Okay. Housing is mounted. Slide that in the hole. Feed all those through. My screw's still here, biding its time. I'd be in trouble. Okay, this is suicidal. I heard the screw land. Please, oh my gosh, no. The screw's here, but it's trapped between the bucket and the wall, and if I breathe, it's going to go clear to the bottom of the sail locker. Yeah. Tweezers, Manuel. Oh, there is so much potential for disaster here. Okay, don't do that again. There we go. That's the first one. That's not tight, is it? The whole point of these things is to have the wires so that no matter what happens to the boat, the wire doesn't move. Because on a sailboat or on any ship, it's always moving. And if a wire is free to float around, it will wear out. It's not like, wearing out through use. It's just sitting here. It will be wearing out. It'll be moving very subtly, and the wire strands will eventually part just from the motion of the boat. I found a spare contactor in the parts locker and set out to install it. I'll take the other one home with me to rebuild for when I come back. My biggest concern is how to fit this in the box. This row of screws is kind of a little bit too high. I can take the box out. This guy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why on earth? Circuit breaker must have been left on. Okay. That was a good example of the absolutely stupid things that can happen if you don't do safety checks. The on-off switch for the winch is broken, so I was using the circuit breaker as a windlass on-off switch. And I just leave it off all the time, but I was showing Elliot what I'd done, and apparently we left it on. With the risk of the windlass turning on unexpectedly. I keep it off all the time. Apparently we forgot to turn it off, and then just now I just assumed that it was off because we always keep it off. And I didn't do a safety check. That's just stupidity. The things that destroy property and kill people. The other factor is that circuit breaker's an 80 amp circuit breaker. With a short like that on this size wire, it's hard to tell how much resistance there is here between here and the battery. I could have 20 or 30 amps on a short circuit, or I could have a couple of thousand. It didn't look like thousands of amps on the arc, but still, that was just stupid of me. Might be enough right there. Let's see here. Maybe I can punch it out a little bit. There's one. There's two. All right. That's all I'm gonna do. Try and put this thing back together. Yeah, screwing into something. I'm probably gonna just put it on one stud with a bolt and duct tape the crap out of it. Oh, this is not the way to do boat work. This is just yuck. Now, this thing can hang on one of those with a nut right there if it'll go on. Yeah, my motor lead goes here. Doesn't really matter which one because I can swap the controls later on. I still can't believe I left that breaker on. Now, let's see if I can get that up in there now. On that pump. And then that'll go to the contactor, and this will go to the pendant. Excellent. I can't read that. Even in good light. Yeah, okay. Okay, third hole up. Except I can't tell what's a hole and what's not. So I gotta splice that, plug those back together, and it should be working once I plug in the pendant. Good morning. It's about 9:30 in the morning, and today's the day that we have to put the boat into storage. And I want this thing working. This has just been taking too long. Let's get the contactor down out of the way. Need a way to hang that right there. Let's go ahead and swap these so that the controls work right. So that's up or down, and that's down or up. Ooh. Oh. I know there's oxygen down in there. The hatch is open right there. But the heat sure does seem to bottle up. Oh. Oh. I can't figure out what to do with duct tape even. Contactor's secure, mounted by one ear. This is all okay. And that's fairly secure. This guy's on and I'm not going to remove it. Pin that up behind the cable where it can't get away. I don't know, maybe back in there. It just doesn't sit there and chain back and forth. That's my windlass switch because the main on-off switch is broken. There's the up button, there's the down button. Okay, and it's kind of flaky in that connector. Alright, but at least it's just a control signal. It's nothing that's going to arc and start a fire. At least I hope not.